What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. We have a pretty exciting phone here today. We have the LG Wing. This is the phone from LG. It came out, I think September, October, something like that. And it goes like this. You can use the phone just like this. It's, crazy design. This is a 6.8-inch display. You get 64 megapixel camera on the back, multiple cameras on the back there, but the highest is 64 megapixels. You can do 4K video. You get 8 gigabytes of RAM inside, a 4,000 milliamp battery. And this is an OLED display. The resolution does run at 1080p plus 60 hertz. So you're not gonna get 120 hertz on here. Also, this display is basically 1080p as well on the bottom there. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting design. I definitely have some thoughts because I've had this for a few days and I'm gonna give those to you. But before we jump into that, let's take a look what comes inside of the box. Oh, don't need that. Don't need to worry about taking out the trash. So we get here, which you're gonna get the SIM card ejector tool and the terms and conditions. In the box actually is very surprising. Well, one of the things you get, so you obviously get a charger, a USB-C cable, but you also get this, which is a USB-C to headphone adapter. They throw that in the box. That's a nice little get, especially when they don't push headphones at all. There's no headphones or anything in there. This is the AT&T variant. It is 5G compatible, which is nice. LG Pay compatible as well. Checking this phone out, you would think when you just look at it, it's quite a normal phone, but it's not. Phone. Take off that. Man, this is doing all kinds of stuff I'm not asking to it. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so you would think that, like I said, it's a normal phone, but it's definitely not. So you get your cameras on the back, 3 cameras right there, 64 megapixel wide camera, 13 megapixel ultra wide, and then another 12 megapixel ultra wide. You get a LED flash on there. It can do up to 4K 60 video. You get on the selfie camera on the front, you get a 32 megapixel camera, and that can do up to 1080p video. You get a speaker, one speaker, it's a loudspeaker. Headphone jack, nope. At the bottom, you do get USB-C. Put that into the camera right there, USB-C. You get your buttons on the right, volume, power button, and then volume up and down. No other buttons on the side here. Storage inside, you either get 128 or 256, and micro SD card expansion, which is nice to see. So this is the phone, like I said. Let's check out performance-wise, because it runs a Snapdragon 765G, and it also has 8 gigabytes of RAM. I thought performance is actually pretty nice on here. I didn't really notice any noticeable lag or anything like that. Everything ran pretty smooth. Opening up apps and things like that was really good. Overall, again, performance is pretty nice. It does, again, have that 60 hertz display, so if you're really used to 120 hertz, you might be a little turned off by it, but it's not awful for sure. It's actually not that bad. There we go. Stop that. Open up Instagram. Run through that. So yeah, all this. If you're gonna do this kind of stuff, it runs great. No problems with any of that stuff. Since this is the AT&T variant, you do get some bloatware. I installed about 4 apps on here. Everything else is pre-installed. So I'll come up here and you get a bunch of AT&T apps, which I left on here. Generally, I would get rid of these, and let's just see if I can uninstall these. I didn't even check. So app info, and I can't. I can just disable it. It's just like the old days of having a Samsung phone when I used to get the carrier variant. So you can't uninstall some of these apps. You can only disable them, which is definitely unfortunate. I haven't had a carrier phone in a while. At least I don't buy carrier phones. LG sent me this phone. Essentials, you can see it's just basically LG stuff, which is kind of like if you're thinking about a Samsung phone, very similar to that. So you get your HD audio recorder app, you get your game launcher for video games, your music app, your quick memos app to write memos and things like that, LG Pay, LG Health, Smart World. You get your regular Google apps, which you would expect, and you can uninstall these. Like I wouldn't want Sheets. I'm not going to do spreadsheets on here. Let's see, uninstall, so that's gone. Video apps in here, I did not install these. You get DC Infinite, the CW, and DirecTV. Let's see if I can uninstall these. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of the CW app. I can only disable it. That's kind of lame. Oh, go back in here. Bingo Blitz was pre-installed. AT&T TV. Asphalt 9 was pre-installed. Candy Crush was pre-installed. CNN was pre-installed. So GOT was pre-installed. NBA, Newsbreak, Slotomania, Toon Blast, Solitaire, Smart News. So definitely DoorDash. There's a lot of apps that that are pre-installed which is kind of unfortunate. You can disable them. Some of them you can uninstall. But yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt that Android even has to deal with any of that stuff. It's like the PC days when you get a PC from a manufacturer with all this pre-installed software that you don't even want. The software experience though is nice. I've said it before, LG's setup is quite similar to a Samsung phone. So if you're used to that, you're gonna get that. When you swipe from the left to the right, you get your Google feed. I love that, I love the Google feed. When you swipe up, you get your apps and you can search through your apps if you want. Swiping down, you get your quick panels. And this is really nice. It's really easy to figure out. It's, again, very similar in look to Samsung. If I just looked at this real quick, I might even think it's Samsung. You get your date and the time at the top. You can edit your quick toggles up there. You can search through your quick toggles, or actually that's probably just search. What is this a search for? It's a probably search for everything. Yeah, it's a search for everything on your phone. You get your settings, and then you also get your screen brightness. You also get your volume control. So very nice, very easy to figure out what's going on here. Let's go into settings real quick. And you have a lot of customizations in here. So you can go into display, and in display you can change your home setup. You can make it more like a iPhone if you want, with with just home screens and no app drawer. You can change your screen swipe effect. Icon shapes. You can turn on and off Google Feed right there. Swipe down on the home screen from basically anywhere to bring up a notification panel, or you can do that when you swipe down from the top. You could just bring up integrated search or do nothing at all. You have comfort view. You can turn on dark mode. You can change your screen colors if you want: natural, vivid, cinema, custom. Change your fonts, your accent colors on here. So I have it, I think this is a blue or something like that. I have it set up like that. You can change those accent colors that you see right here, all these blue things right here. You can put extra brightness on the screen, change your screen timeout. You have themes on here, so if you want to go into wallpapers and stuff, you can actually change your wallpapers or use themes, so it changes the icons and things like that really easily, so you don't have to figure out that. And it's going to set it's applying it right now, so my icons should change, my background, probably the sound of my phone as well. All right, there you go. Pretty cool. Changes the look of the phone. I like it. I'm digging it. So you saw, again, tons of settings in here that you can mess with. If you want to customize your phone, you got extensions. You're on dual apps. So a lot of stuff in here. Now let's talk about the flip out screen. When you turn this, it goes into this mode. It says introducing swivel mode, next. Add and arrange apps, next. Swivel mode, try opening an app on each screen, or use multi-app shortcuts to open 2 apps at once. To add a multi-app shortcut to the second screen, touch and hold an empty space on your home screen. For some apps, you can get to the app across both. Okay, here we go. All right, so if I wanted, I could open up the websites for Chrome and then also YouTube, so I can bring up that. Let me type in my channel, play a video on here, and at the same time look at a website. And this is extremely hard to lower your volume here at the same time to reach that. But yeah, kind of cool that you can do 2 things at once on here. And it's comfortable. That's what's cool about it. So you get a full screen up here, and then you get a kind of a partial screen down here Now if I turn it, does it flip? It looks like it, yeah, it does flip. That's kind of cool. So you can look at the website, you know, big, but it's not formatted correctly for some reason. But yeah, kind of nice that you can do both of those things. Well, when you shake this, you can feel a little bit of wiggle in here. It's not super tight. I feel like if I really shook it hard enough, I might be able to shake it off. No, and that's for all you Taylor Swift fans, shake it off. All right, so I got that. Actually, speaking of websites, because we talked about performance real quick, let me bring up this again. Okay, so we got the Android website. So websites and stuff look great on here. It's, again, a 6.8-inch display, and you know, all that stuff runs great. So that's great. But yeah, when we go back into this mode right here, let's hit the home button. And let's go home over here as well. You don't have a lot of options in terms of apps that you can run on here. You get your maps, your YouTube, you got your camera app, you get gallery, and it looks like you have Asphalt 9. So the camera is kind of cool because when in this mode, you can open the camera up and you actually have a gimbal mode. And I'm going to show you some camera features that I had. I actually tried that gimbal mode out and it's actually pretty cool. You also have this mode where you can kind of move the camera. It feels like you're moving the camera up and down. So you get some, it almost feels like you're using a real camera and you can feel it moving around. It's like vibrating a little bit. So it's pretty cool that you can do that. You also can do time lapse and slow-mo, all within this mode of having the phone just like this. So it makes it a little bit easier, and you also get that pop-up camera for the front camera. And then beyond that though, so you can do dual recording, but it's kind of cool that it allows you to, you know, use the camera like this because it is a little bit more, I don't know, it's comfortable and it's not too bad actually though, using it like this. And again, since we looked at gimbal mode, I'll show you some samples of photos and videos that I've done with the cameras on this phone. You got it on gimbal mode right now. Give it a walk and see how it looks. I notice with my Galaxy phones, my Samsung phones, walking is really smooth. I don't really notice a lot of issues with it, but we'll just take this for a walk, see how it looks. Let me zoom in. Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in on gimbal mode, obviously. Uh-oh, my son's calling me. I better go. Going back to this mode where you have the phone open like this, when you swipe up, you can see all your apps. If you want, let's swipe up. There you go. So I'm swiped up, and you can open up, you know, pretty much any of these apps right here. So maybe I want CNN opened, but some of the apps you'll see, you know, it's not going to work. So CNN, for some reason, it won't orient to this way, probably because it's not designed to. So I'd have to use it like this. Facebook, Google Play Store. So some of the apps work, some don't. So keep that in mind. But generally, I have to say that using the phone in like this phone in general, I don't know, it definitely feels kind of gimmicky for sure. Next, let's check out the sound here.
S20 FE, the fan edition of the Galaxy S20, which I know a lot of people ended up getting. They like this phone. It's a mid-tier type phone with some high-end specs, like the processor's high-end, 120 hertz display. It has 5G, but guess what? The One UI 3.1 update, the same one that's on the Galaxy.
So the speakers aren't like overly loud. They're also not that bad. It is one speaker seemingly. I don't think this is dual speaker. Sounds like just like one loudspeaker. But again, it's not utterly loud. It's you know, it's average loudness and average quality as well. The screen though, I thought looked pretty good with videos and things like that. When you look at a video on here, it looks pretty nice. And you can make this screen bright. So I have it pretty low on the brightness scale. When I turn it up, it gets, again, seemingly bright so that you can see pretty much anything on the screen. So it's got and the quality of the display actually too is pretty nice. It's pretty clear. It's got a nice, again, OLED display. Is it as good as like a Samsung display? No, but it's like a step down from there. It's not too bad. So what do I think about the LG Wing? First of all, using the phone like this, it just feels gimmicky. And I know they're taking a risk here and they're trying something different, but just the overall sense of it just feels kind of gimmicky. It doesn't feel like anyone's probably going to copy this design. And I think when you make a great design that's useful to everybody, people will copy it in some ways. And I can't see this ever catching on. In terms of a phone, it's actually pretty nice. Like the display is beautiful. The performance is good. Like you're going to be able to, play some light gaming on here and some mid-tier gaming and get good performance. Websites load up fast. Social media apps run well. The camera is okay. So all that, basic phone function is pretty good. The speakers are average, nothing to write home about. It's like an average, above average type phone, where then you get this thing, it gets a little gimmicky. I can't say like someone's gonna be dying to use the phone like this, but beyond that, I mean, it's a above average phone with everything it has. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. I love the software as well. I forgot to mention that. I think it's really easy to use. I like all the customizations built into it as well. So that's a nice little feature that this phone has. And I don't like the crap where they added the apps that I don't want on there, the AT&T apps, the games and other apps that I don't want and don't use and I can't really get rid of. I can only disable them. I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I like the phone. I don't like the phone. It's weird. It's cool. It's kind of one of those devices. Thanks for watching. See you down the road. Peace.